we're going to move on to the Polymega, mega. So originally this was the Retro Blocks modular retro console where
Blocks, BLOX, Blocks.
they had to change the name, I think, because of a trademark dispute. Someone else was using the name Retro Blocks or Blocks at least. Whatever.
Blocks has been Roblox, I think. Uses
BLOX. So what this was going to be, and I first saw it at over a year ago. I saw the prototype, which a lot of people talked about at SoCal Retro Gaming Expo in 2017, January. It starts with a CD-based system, like the CD, where we talked about, or CD, where you can have PlayStation games played on there, or anything with a disc, or DOS box. So that's the base unit. They're doing something similar. That's the base unit. It's a CD-based unit for that. But then you buy add-ons and plug in like an NES unit.
Right.
You can plug in, I think, N64 or whatever else. So then you have these modular blocks to build up your system, I guess, and buying each block. But you all got to start with the base unit, which I think was going to cost between $60 and $100, I forget, something like that. So it's been delayed, and there hasn't been much news about it, even until now.
Right, correct. They posted a video of a 14-layer circuit board being printed with the Polymega trademark on it. And, well, that's about all I can say.
That's it. That's what we got.
Yeah.
We put on the docket for that.
I told you. I told you before we started that that's all it was. We have 34 seconds of them printing the circuit board.
Just a PCB. It's just
PCB.
We don't know if it's the brain or the motherboard, I guess.
But there is going to be a larger marketing campaign later this year, and the company is focused on E3 2018, where it'll be showing more details and a pre-order process. I'm willing to give this a time of day because this is actually an idea that I think interests me, especially from a storage standpoint. Small modules that can be attached to a CD-based system or something that I think can be dealt with more easily, and it's something that you can simply pull out, plug in, and put away when you're done with it. Plus the CD
versus a whole system
versus something like a Retron 5, which is big and bulky, and you have no choice. It's this fucking big.
It's not that.
It's bigger than the Quaker Oats, man. It's the size of 2 Quaker Oats, man.
Okay.
And you only have to pull out what you want to use it for. Also, I like the idea of a CD-based system, just because, as we've discussed before the CD, there was nothing really like this. CD. And I'm always looking.
Well, that's good to me.
And I'm always looking for something that I can use my PC Engine and turbo games.
The only problem is with them taking this long. This was supposed to kickstart last year.
Right.
There's been analogs already done. The analog NT.
Yep.
They've done the Super NT.
Yep.
I'm sure they're going to do a Genesis.
Well, and those all have the. I mean, you only really need the converters at that point for that stuff, right?
Sure, if you want to get into that, in theory, the Super NT can play Genesis as long as you put the cores in it.
Right.
It can do anything 16-bit going backwards. So you're talking about
the core.
All those systems. So, and what's better about those analog systems, that's FPGA.
Right.
This technology is probably emulation.
Oh, right. Yeah, there's that.
There is that, Ian. So with these modules, what you're really doing is doing the modules probably bring them over just to get the converter for it, and then the brain still controls everything inside the original system. That's what my guess is from what this looks like.
Well,
you know what I mean?
And you make a good point.
Man, I'm making a lot of points for Ian today.
Points. I made points too.
I didn't say you did. I'm just saying you're acknowledging mine. I
Yes.
feel good. I'm feeling nipply.
Yeah. Nimble like Vienna sausage fingers. Yeah, I mean, really, then, if you look at it that way, is this just a lot of extra packaging then around converters that you could be using on the Super NT?
That's for the marketplace to decide.
It is.
Because if they allow it to be jailbroken like they allowed the regular analog NT, what happens if you put, I don't know, what if the mighty Ketris writes a Neo Geo FPGA at some point, you know?
And ascends.
And then ascends to Neo Geo heaven.
And ascends into the sun.
And then on your super analog NT, is that 16-bit Neo Geo? I have no fucking clue. You see what I'm saying? He can write the Intellivision one. I think he already did write a lot of these. It's just getting the converters.
Right.
And putting it into the super. This is an advertisement for analog, by the way. But I'm just telling you, that's in theory, that's what you should be able to do. You should be able to play NES games on your Super NT.
Are you sure it's not? Because you went right to them for arcade sticks, which I found
very
suspect.
They sent me a very nice
It is. It's
wood
pretty.
finished
pretty sick.
And I didn't do a review of it. They sent me a Super NT. I still have to do a review on it. I haven't had time at Castle Country being upgraded to do it. That's why. It's not an ad. I'm just saying they've been nice.
I know.
Here's a sellout, Ian. Punch him in the dick. So anyway, we'll see what happens to the Polymega. I'm anxious to see what they have to offer.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll prove me wrong. Maybe they're, But I'm hoping that this isn't a case of we're too late to the market. And
yeah, I guess that when you brought that up, that's the larger fear here. I also hope that you can attach the modules wherever you'd like, so that I can maybe make it look like a tree.
It's not going to be doing 8 at a time, Ian. It's putting 1 in.
No. Then I'm not interested.
You want to make like an ornament?
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, NES game. Now we're going to do a Sega CD game over here. No.
I want to put it together the way I want to put it together.
They're going to be in your drawer. Like, open it up, bring out one of your 7 things, and plug it into the main system. That's how it's going to work. You want a Transformer. You want a Voltron retro system.
Look,
that's what you want. You want a Voltron.
We're
gonna make the retro.
It was originally
Retrotron. There it is.
It was originally called Retro Blocks. I want it to be like blocks. I want to build a house.
You want to buy 50 of them and build like a little cottage, a little shed in the back we can play.
All right, let's talk about rubbing Pat.
What?